already studied all that long back, okay? Now we are going to focus on the activation part, okay? Which kind of grammatical structure used in what situation? Okay. So primarily we're going to see a couple of patterns and identify and understand what are the situations we are going to use this kind of grammatical structure, not on construction again. So shall we start? I want a message from you. Yes, let's start something like that.
Yeah, let's start.
All right. Good. So I'm going to send a couple of sentences here. Okay. I want you to read these two sentences. Okay. So tell me which Rajan finished reading a book. First Rajan or second Rajan? Read the sentences and tell me which Rajan finished reading the book. I've sent it in the group chat. Can anyone read
I
it?
think
Yeah.
second Rajan has read that book. I mean, he has finished the
Mhm.
books.
So first Rajan didn't finish and second Rajan finished.
No, yeah, yeah.
Okay. What do you say, Sandeep? Myself,
Uh,
Dylan.
uh, uh,
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, continue. What do you say, Sandeep? Aisal? If you are sending messages on VC, I'm not going to look at it. I'm focusing on chat group, a group chat for now.
I think second one.
Second one. Okay.
Yeah.
Rajan has read the book. Okay. Fine. All right. What about others? I want one more answer at least. You can also type in the group chat, not on VC chat. Fine. Let's find out. Okay. Now, these are the two confusing areas where what should we use in certain situations, right? Simple past or present perfect. Both talk about past tense, but how do we understand what to use? Okay. There is a simple trick. Okay. There is a simple trick for us to remember. Okay. Simple past talk about finished actions. Okay. The first sentence here, Rajan read the book, is a finished action. Okay. When we talk about present perfect, it means the action is not done. Okay. So in this scenario, the first Rajan completed reading the book, not the second person. Is that clear? Who has completed the book? Aizal?
First one.
Sure. First one. Right?
Mhm.
The second person hasn't finished. He is still reading. Okay. How do we remember this? Okay. How we can identify whether it's a finished action or unfinished? Okay. Remember this analogy. Okay. When you use simple past, imagine a house with a closed door. The door is closed. The action is finished. You read the book. Okay. When you want to use present perfect, you imagine a house with a window open. Okay. When a window is open, you can still feel the air. The action is not done. It is not closed. Right. So you can imagine that uh, analogy. Okay. Is that clear? Do you have any doubts?
Yes. No doubt.
If you have any doubts, you can ask. Sanya, Elon, Divine.
So read is here past form, right?
Yes. Read
Yeah,
is
okay.
past form. It is not reads, it read. Okay. Fine. I will give you 4 situations to talk about finished actions, finished time, and different things. Okay. We'll discuss them slowly with some examples. Okay. Let
Okay.
me paste them. Okay. Let me just give you some examples here. Okay. I will ask you some sentences and you tell me whether it's a finished action or unfinished action. Okay. You finished reading a novel last month. Okay. Is it a finished action or continuing action?
It's finished.
Finished. Okay.
Finished.
Okay. What about this? Your mother has taught at the same school since 1998. Is this finished action or it's not completed? I'll read it again. Your mother has taught at the same school since 1998. Is this finished or still continuing? Just tell me, is it completed or not completed?
I think she's still doing, right?
She's still doing very good. Okay. How about this? Your uncle retired from teaching 10 years ago. Is he still teaching or not teaching? Your uncle
He is
retired.
already retired.
He's already retired. Very good. How about this? You are halfway through a novel right now. Okay. Are you still reading the novel or finished the novel?
I think yet to be finished.
Yet to be finished. Okay. Okay. How do we understand this? Okay. We have 4 situations. I will let me see more. Okay. Yeah. I'm just copying the examples from my messages. Okay. So there is one type of comparison. Okay. Finished time and unfinished time. What do you mean by finished time and unfinished time? Do you understand what is a finished time and unfinished time? If I say last week, is it finished time or unfinished time? Okay. Can anyone read these examples? First two examples. Anyone? Aisel, can you try it?
Actually, I'm not able to check group chat. I don't know why. Let me rejoin.
You're not able to check group chat.
Mm-hmm.
That's strange.
Wait.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Meanwhile, Javai, can you read? All right, I will read. Okay.
Group chat is still not loaded to me. I think there is
I think, yeah.
Group chat
some
is not
problem.
visible.
Hmm.
Okay. Do one
Actually,
thing.
I
Send a
guess the
message.
messages are not getting loaded in the group chat. For me, I cannot see. I can only see the old message, Prabhanjan.
And the same problem here.
Yeah,
Think
I thought
glitch.
my network only is having issues. So
It was a Telegram issue.
yeah.
Right.
I think. Okay.
Okay. Do one thing. Send a message in the group.
Okay, guys,
Send
I'll
a
tell you one
message.
thing. Like Prabhanjan, for now, just ask the question on the VC and people answer on the VC itself.
Yeah, that's a better.
Yeah.
Okay. First, messages are not loading, or you're not able to send a message.
Not able to see.
Okay. Do one thing. Send a message. Any dot or hi, anything. Then you can see messages. Messages will get loaded.
It's there now.
Yeah.
It's there now.
Okay. For me, it's just updating. It's coming.
Just send a
Same.
message and you can see. Okay. Updating. Fine. I will read
Said
it.
dot.
Okay,
I
no
said
problem.
dot, but still it is only my
And
dot I can see, nothing else. Okay, you guys continue,
I
others, whoever.
Prabhanjan bro, you just ask the questions and we will answer. You
Okay.
just start.
So yeah, I will just explain concept first. Okay. So we have four different situations where we use this different sentences: simple past and present perfect. Okay. I hope you know the difference between simple past and present perfect. Okay. So we have one category here: finished time and unfinished time. Okay. If I say last week, is it finished time or unfinished time? Last week, last month, last year, last night, is it finished time or unfinished time?
Finish your time.
Finished time. If I say this week, this month, or this year, is it finished time or unfinished time?
This month is unfinished time.
Unfinished time, because there's still one more day to for
Yeah.
this month to be finished, right? If I say
Yes.
this week,
This week is also unfinished because this week was started today only, no?
today only. What about this year?
It's too unfinished.
Unfinished, right?
Yeah.
And this summer,
It's too unfinished.
unfinished, right? So when we talk about finished time, we use simple past. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
For example, I read 50 pages last night. Not I have read. It's I read, because last night is a finished time. Okay.
Hmm.
Is it clear?
This is
I drank 4 cups of tea in the last evening. Okay. Last evening. That is finished
finished.
time. Or
Yes.
I drank 4 cups of coffee yesterday. Yesterday was finished time. That's why I
Yeah.
use I drank, not I have drunk.
Yeah. I drank. Okay.
What if I say I have drunk 4 cups of coffee today? What does it mean? Today. What is today? Finished or unfinished?
Today is unfinished and it is present tense.
Unfinished. So that's why I use present perfect in this situation. I have, you have, she has. Okay.
Okay.
So for unfinished time actions, we use present perfect. For finished time actions, we use simple past. Okay. Is that clear? I watched 3 movies last week. Am I talking about finished time or unfinished time?
Finished time. Last week means that is
Finished.
a finished time. Past tense.
Finished time. So I cannot watch more movies in the last week, right?
Yes.
Because the week
Yeah.
is completed. Now,
Mm.
I have watched 1 movie in this week. I have watched, not I watched. So 1 movie. This week is not finished. So there are chances for me to watch more movies. 3 movies more or like 4 movies more, right? Because this week is not finished. In this situation, we use I have watched. We put have there. That is present perfect.
Mm.
Okay?
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
That is the one situation where we use this difference, present perfect and simple past.
Okay.
Right. Now, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay. Don't wait for till the end. Let's clarify doubts and then move on to the next one. Next situation.
I'm clear about this. If anyone have any doubts, you can ask them to Prabhanjan.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Sunny and everyone. Do you have any doubts? You can also type in on the VC. On the,
No, I don't have any doubt about it.
Okay. Now we talked about finished time and unfinished time. Let's move on to the second case. The second case is finished actions and unfinished actions. First one is about time. Second one is about actions. Okay. I'll give you one example. I watched the movie you recommended. Do I mean I have finished watching or I am still watching it? Let me repeat. I watched the movie you recommended. Do I mean I finished it or not finished? Okay, it's finished.
Okay.
If okay, when you talk about finished actions, you use simple past.
Mm.
But if you didn't finish the action, you haven't completed the action. Okay, you use present perfect. I have read 150 pages in this book. Okay, there can be more pages, 200 pages. Out of 200 pages, I have read 150 pages. So the action of reading is not finished. Why? There are 50 pages more,
Mm.
right? In that situation, we use present perfect. Same like finished time and unfinished time. For finished time, we use simple past. For unfinished time, we use present perfect. Same goes with finished actions. We use simple past. For unfinished actions, we use present perfect. Is that clear or is it confusing?
Clear.
What do we use for finished actions? Simple present or simple past or present perfect?
Simple past.
Simple past. For unfinished time, what do we use? Present
Present
perfect. Okay, good. All right. Now I want you to think of any two sentences, like one about either finished action or unfinished action, one sentence about finished time or unfinished time, and give me one sentence. Can you try? Think of any actions this week, last week, this year, last summer, that is finished and unfinished time. Next action, reading a book, learning something, cleaning, something like that. Cleaning. Yeah.
I visited the doctor last week.
I visited the doctor last week. Very good. Finished action. Yeah. Any one more sentence about finished action or finished finished action of unfinished action.
Unfinished. I have cleaned my home this week.
I have cleaned my home this week. Okay, you can also specify how much. Okay, I have cleaned 3 rooms in my home this week, so there are still 2 more rooms left.
Okay.
Okay, so without you can also add context. Keep the context clear, then you will have a better idea. Okay, context is nothing but be specified. Be specific. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So if you understand these two differences, the next two differences are a bit difficult, but you can understand if you understand if you are clear on the first two usages. Okay. Shall we move on to the third situation, third difference?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'll give you two sentences. Okay. My great grandpa traveled to 50 countries. And now my brother has traveled 10 countries, has visited 10 countries. What is the difference you notice? My great grandpa visited 50 countries. My brother my brother has visited 10 countries so far. What is the difference you notice? Is it it can be about people, it can be about countries, it can be about number of countries, it can be about tens.
So
What is the
brother had
difference?
yet to visit other countries because he's still alive, but more grandpa might have died. So total number
Right.
of countries he has visited 50.
Very good. Very good. So the third difference is about life and life experience. If a person passed away already, we use simple past for that person. My great grandpa visited 50 countries in his entire life, and now he's not alive, so there is no more for him to visit more countries. No more chances for him to visit more countries. It's 50. It doesn't change. My brother is still alive. That's why I use he has visited. Okay. So he can visit a few more countries in coming in years in his entire life. When you talk about life experiences, okay, have you ever been to Paris? Have you ever been to Paris? I'm talking about life experience. That's why I use have you, not did you visit Paris. Okay, that is simple past. I should use present perfect for life experiences. Okay. I'll give you one more example. All right.
Mm.
Suppose I'm asking you a question. Have you ever tasted Chinese food? This is also life experience. Have you ever tasted life experience? I mean, have you ever tasted Chinese food? That's why I used present perfect in the question. Have you? Okay. If you want to talk about a specific time, yes, I tried it in 2020. Okay, Chinese food and 2020 have deep relationship. Okay, so let's get that here. Fine. So when you talk about specific moment, you use simple past or the person is dead. When you talk about your entire life experience, yes, I have tried Chinese food 3 times. Okay, that implies your entire life. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. So why don't you give me some examples? Life experience.
Are you asking something?
Yeah, I was asking for some example if you understand, like just as an exercise and so that I will understand you got it.
Okay, about past and perfect, present perfect.
Yes, about life experiences specifically. Mm.
Okay, I'm really sorry. Actually, I was a little busy, so I could not hear you properly.
Yeah, I was asking, we discussed the third difference between simple past and present perfect, right? That is life experience. My
Yes.
great grandpa visited 50 countries.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I use simple past because he's not alive.
Yes.
My brother has visited 10 countries. He is still alive. Like this,
Yeah.
can you give me any examples of life experiences of different
Okay.
people?
Okay. I need to think. Just give me a moment, okay?
Yeah, you can think about food. Have you ever tried Chinese food? That is also a
Chinese.
life experience.
I
Okay,
have tried it multiple
okay,
times.
I have tried. That is a good example, right? See, you said I have tried, not I tried. Why?
Yes.
Because it's your life experience,
Yes.
right? What about life experience is like no longer exist for someone who is not alive?
Okay. My grandmother, she tried noodles first time in her life when we were grew up, and we offered her in the village.
Your grandma tried?
Yes.
Sorry, your grandma tried what?
I said my grandma tried noodles for the first time when
Okay,
we
right.
visited her,
Mhm.
because she lives in village, and she doesn't believe on these things. She didn't believe on these things.
Okay, fine. So, for experience of people who are not alive, we use simple past directly. My grandpa visited. My grandpa tried. My grandpa went. Okay. My grandpa talked. My grandpa, what else? Built. Okay. My grandpa maintained good relationships with people. Right.
Okay.
For people who are alive, we use present perfect. I have tried Chinese food a lot of times. Okay. I have tried different fashion styles.
Okay, I
Okay.
have a
I
little
have.
confusion about something. Like,
Mm,
if I wanna tell you that my grandfather, he used to do yoga every day. Now he's no more. And if I wanna tell you the same thing, that I I do yoga. Okay, I do yoga every day, right? In that manner.
mm.
Is
Yoga
it
in the
correct?
sense it's yoga
Well, he
implies.
used to do yoga whenever he used to do yoga when he was alive. And
Mm.
if I want to say the same thing for me, so I can say I I do yoga in a present tense, right?
So doing yoga is a habit, not life experience. Okay. So that's why we use simple present. I do yoga every day, not I have done yoga.
All right.
Okay. If anyone asked you as an experience, have you ever tried yoga? Then in that sense, you can say, yes, I have done yoga and I still do it.
Okay.
Okay. So how you want to frame it? As a habit or as a life experience?
As a
Usually we talk about
as a habit, if I wanna say as a habit, so I do yoga, right?
I do
And
yoga.
if I wanna say it as a life experience, then I have done yoga. I have done yoga.
Yeah, I have practiced yoga so far,
I have
and this is the
practiced it.
yeah, right. Yes. But there is a small difference here when you talk about life experiences. You use present perfect of when you talk about your entire life experience. But when you talk about a specific situation, a specific time, you use simple past again. I'll give you one example. Okay. Suppose somebody came to me and asked, have you ever visited London? What do they mean? What they mean is that they are asking, have you ever visited London in your entire life? Okay. Now I want to talk about it. Yes, I have visited London several, let's say 10 times. I have visited London several times. The last time I visited was in 2024. The last time I visited, I'm saying I visited, not I have visited. Why? Because I'm talking about a specific time and a specific situation. Only one instance, one example I'm talking about, not the other 9 examples. Okay. When you talk about one specific time in your entire life experience, you use simple past. Remember that small difference. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll repeat again with one more example, a different example. Okay. Same question. Have you ever tried pasta? Okay. Somebody asked me. Yes, I've tried pasta and I had it in this morning. Okay. I'm talking about one specific example. That's why I use simple past. Okay. It can be a little confusing, but don't get confused. Okay. It's just simple, small difference there. Okay. Let me revise what we have discussed so far. We have discussed 3 differences between simple past and present continuous. First one is finished time and unfinished time. When you talk about finished times like last week, last year, last summer, last night, we use simple past. Okay.
Hmm.
For example, I went to movie last week. Okay.
It's finished time.
For finished time. For unfinished time, we use present perfect. I have watched 3 movies in this month. Okay, I can watch one more movie tonight. Right? That is the
Yes.
first difference. Second difference is about finished actions and unfinished actions. Okay. I
Okay.
watched 3 seasons of what, let's say Naruto. I watched 3 seasons. I don't know how many seasons are there, but I'm just giving you an example.
Okay.
Okay. That is finished action. Okay. Unfinished action. I have watched till 4th episode in the 2nd season. Okay, there are more episodes I need to watch. So it's not finished. That is the second difference. Now the third difference is about life experiences. When you talk about life experiences of someone who is passed away, you use simple past. Okay. For example, my grandma visited London. Okay, my grandma visited London, or my grandma, any life experience. You can give me some examples. Or let's say my grandma collected 1,000 stamps. Okay, fine. And in her entire life, when you talk about life experiences of someone who is alive, you use present perfect. Okay. Yeah. Does anyone have any doubt? Okay. So when you talk about life experience of someone who is still alive, you use present perfect. For example, he has worked as a manager in that company. That is his life experience. Okay. So he can work for some more time because he's still alive. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Right. So now let's see the fourth difference. This is not the difference, but one specific characteristic of present perfect. Okay. The difference is when a past action has a result in present. Let me repeat. When a past habit has a result in present, you use present perfect. For example, suppose somebody came to me and asked, "Hey man, let's go for lunch." Okay. I have a past action. I had 3 pizzas half an hour ago. Okay. What is the result of it? I'm not hungry now, so I'm not going to come with you for lunch. Okay, that is the result. Okay. So in this case, I use present perfect. I have already had 3 pizzas, so I'm not hungry. The result is I'm not hungry. I have already had 3 pizzas, so I'm not hungry. So the past action has a result in present. We use present perfect. Let me give you one more example. Okay. He has met with an accident. So he can't come with us for this trip. Okay. What is the action in the past and what is the result in the present? Can you identify? He has met with an accident, so he can't come with us. What is the action? What is the result in this?
He has met to the accident means maybe recently, maybe today, or maybe yesterday.
Mhm. That is
So
past action, right?
yes,
Yes, the past action.
the result is what was the next sentence?
So he can't come with us for the trip,
Yeah,
like
this
to
is
the
the
trip
result. This is the
Hmm.
result,
result.
right? So when you talk about past action and present result, you use present perfect. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll give you one more example.
Hmm.
All right. So suppose somebody came to me and asked, "Hey man, why don't you come us and watch this movie? Let's say Durandar Part 2 movie with us." Okay. But I have already watched it. So can I watch it now? Do I get interest again?
Yes.
Probably not. Okay. Probably
Okay.
not. Because I already watched it. So I would say I have already watched it. So I'm not interested in it again. I don't want to watch it again. So what is the past action and the present result in it? I've already watched it. So I don't want to watch it again.
Yes. It's a past tense. I have already watched means it's a past tense.
Now what is the result in this?
Uh, I have
I don't
already.
want to watch it.
Yeah. Yes.
So when you talk about past action and present result, remember this fundamental rule. Just imprinted in this in your brain. This is the fourth rule. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
In this situation, we use present perfect. I have watched it, so I will watch another movie. I'm not interested in this. That is present result. Okay. Is that
Okay.
clear?
Yeah.
Why don't you give me some example? One example at least. Anyone?
But you give an example.
Sorry.
But you can only give an example.
Okay. So
Hmm.
the example I have given, past action and present result. Okay. I have charged my phone already. So I don't need a charger now.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Hmm.
somebody came to me and asked, "Do you want charger?" Okay. I can say I've already charged my phone, so I don't need it.
Okay.
Okay.
Shall I ask you something?
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, like, you are covering all those past and present, right?
Not all, but just two different tenses: simple past and
Because most of
present
the
perfect.
time I face challenges while expressing my feeling in conditional sentences. I found it is very difficult for me. So, if you have time, could you please explain me the conditional sentences?
I'll discuss it in next section, that is tomorrow if possible. Okay. We are going step by step, right?
Okay,
So conditionals is a little advanced topic. So first let me
sure.
build the base first and then we'll go to that. Okay. Of course
Okay.
we'll discuss the differences.
May I please request you to just DM me so that I can save you in my contact in case in future I feel any any problem in grammar, so I can just ask you.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.
So are you from Andhra Pradesh or Telangana?
Sorry,
I was just wondering if you're from Andhra or Telangana.
I am from Telangana. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. You're fine.
I'm from Telangana.
You're from Telangana. Okay. All right. Final. Okay, if you understand all these things, can anyone just summarize what are the four differences between simple past and present perfect? Both talk about past, but what is the difference?
We have discussed about unfinished time and finished time,
Very good.
simple present time, and I have one doubt. We have not discussed about the future tense. Why?
No, we are just discussing two different tenses that can confuse anyone. Okay, we are
Okay.
not
So
discussing entire tenses, only two different tenses. Okay,
okay. So we have discussed here only two parts. That is past tense and present tense.
past, simple past, and
Uh,
present
Present.
perfect.
Yes.
Present
Unfinished time.
perfect.
Unfinished time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are other things as well, like present continuous, present perfect continuous, simple
Yes.
present. But we are discussing present perfect only.
Hmm.
Okay, so shall I summarize all four types?
Yes, please.
So you talked about present perfect, where like something is continuing, like about this week, this month, or today, like that is the period has not ended. That is past, sorry, present perfect. But there's something like which has already ended. The period has already ended, like last year, last week, last month. So you talked about past perfect. So we have to use past perfect tenses if the period is ended.
Right.
And you also talked about present perfect, which includes result also. And in a same way, like past perfect, which includes result.
Right. Very good. Okay, remember these words so that you will not get confused. Okay. First one,
Okay.
finished time and unfinished time. That is first one. Second one, finished action and unfinished action. I read the entire book versus I have read 50 pages. Okay. That is finished action and unfinished action. Third one, life experiences. Okay.
Yes.
Fourth one, only about present perfect. That is past action and present result. I hope that's clear.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yes. Yes.
So I'll ask you one category of difference and you give me two different sentences. Okay. Give me sentences for finished time and unfinished time. Examples of finished time and unfinished time.
I have completed my work.
Hmm. I have completed my work. You're not audible.
Should I?
Yeah, please.
My mom gave laundry last week.
Okay, very good. Hmm.
And I have collected my laundry this week.
I have collected your laundry. Okay, good. What about finished action versus unfinished actions? An action that is already an action that is completed, an action that is not completed. You are in the middle of that.
Okay.
I have to work. Have to complete my work by tomorrow.
That is a different sentence. Okay, that is obligation. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'll give you one example. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I finished this book and I have finished 3 chapters in this book. which one is finished action and which one is unfinished action.
So you finished book. That means you have read completely, and
Right.
the second one is unfinished. So
Yeah.
suppose for example, I have learned.
Mm.
Bicycle, how to ride bicycle,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it's still learning. Okay.
Still learning, but yeah, you can also learn bike and etc. Right.
Mhm.
So stick to
And
one. Yeah.
and my granny knew how to ride a bicycle.
Okay. Very good. So that is life
So
experience. Mm.
yes, but that is finished action. Like
Yeah. That
she already knew
is
that.
that comes under life experience. Okay. Granny
Okay.
knew how to drive, how to ride a bicycle. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that implies life actions, experiences. Yeah. So yeah, life
Mhm.
experiences, and that implies she is not alive. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
That is the third difference.
Mhm.
Okay. Give me one example of.
I
Mhm.
I is completed my study last year.
I completed my studies last year. Okay.
Mhm.
Very good.
This is finished.
Mm. So if you want to talk about, a course duration, it is which is not completed. So I have studied my history. Okay. I
Okay.
have read history course. I have completed 70% of my history course.
Mhm.
Okay, which means 30% is still remaining. Okay, always add context there.
Sure.
Okay,
Mhm.
when you give example of bicycle, so you can also say I have learned how to ride bicycle. So I have learned it almost 90%. Okay, that context is needed,
Sure.
right? And then any example of uh, past action and present result.
Past action and present result.
Hmm.
I okay. I have okay, past action, right? I
Yes.
learned I learned typing. Now I'm working with under educate.
Right. So I've learned. You can also say I've learned stenography. So I am applying for stenography course now.
Okay, so
Right.
I'm a little confused in here. Like I have
Mm.
learned or I learned typography.
When you talk about something
It
that
means
has result in present, you use present perfect. Okay.
okay.
For
Okay.
example, I've already had 3 pizzas, so I am not hungry now. So result is I'm not hungry. Why? Because I have already had 3 pizzas. Okay. So yes, present perfect.
Sure. I want to interrupt you. Actually, I am unmuting myself again and again because I am preparing something for me, so I don't want any noise come out.
Yeah, that's all right. I can understand that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, when a past action has a present result, is present perfect. Okay. So fine. These are the 4 differences of you know simple past and present perfect. So a lot of learners get confused because both talk about past, but how we can identify what it is. Okay. So these are the differences. So we shall end the session here, and I'll send you the
No, I mean just
differences.
yeah, you can send me DM because I face a lot of challenge when it comes on speaking conditional sentences. So I get stuck.
Yeah. So I'll DM you along with these notes as well.
Sure. Thank you so much.
So yeah, thanks for joining, and hope you learned something new and useful.
I will
See you in the
continue, I will continue joining from fourth because now I have to go through an exam, so I'm very concerned about it. So
When
after
is your
fourth,
exam?
I'll be free. Not like exam, it's a interview kind of interview.
Okay, interview. When is it?
Sorry,
I was asking when is it?
it is like deadline is till fourth, so I'm planning to give it by 3 April. So I'm little concerned, like I'm little scared right now because of the English. We have to speak everything in English, and I'm so nervous.
I can understand. Yeah, treat interviews as like conversations, okay? It's more of knowing yourself. I mean, letting or presenting what you are, what kind of person you are to other person, but in a
Yeah.
professional context, right?
Yes.
So, so decide what you want to project or how you want to present yourself as, and prepare your answers based on it.
Yeah, because see, like in general communication, when we communicate, we use informal, like informal words. But there, I have to be very conscious about what I am speaking, what sentence I am using, what word I am choosing.
Mm, right. So
So,
yeah, you
yeah,
need to be careful about that. But yeah, like
yeah.
I think that comes naturally. So no
I
worries.
get scared because I am not sure about conditional sentence. So if I have to speak about something, tricky, then I fear I will make the grammar mistake.
Mm. Yeah, no worries. I'll send you the differences to
The
use
thing is,
whatever.
I have a grammar book. Whenever I read, I feel like okay, every doubt is clear now. But when after